They thought the dog had developed a problem with the toddler. The problem was in the carpet. Luna was a 4-year-old Siberian Husky with gray and white coloring and blue eyes the color of shallow water. She had been the kind of dog that strangers wanted to photograph. She had been with Nathan and Adriana Vasquez for 3 years, since before their daughter Sophia arrived. Luna and Sophia had coexisted with the easy fluency of two beings who had simply always occupied the same space. No adjustments, no conflicts. Sophia minded hers. When Sophia began walking, Luna began giving her a slightly wider berth in the hall. The kind of spatial awareness that needs no training. Sophia was 2 years and 1 month old when the rug arrived. It came from a discount home goods store, a large area rug in teal and cream that Nathan had bought because the living room floor needed something, and it was on sale. He brought it home on a Tuesday, rolled it out. Sophia loved it immediately. She sat on it to watch her afternoon show. Luna came to investigate, pressed her nose to the surface, walked away, and sat at the far edge of the room. Nathan noticed, but did not note it. The following morning, Sophia sat on the rug for her morning cartoons. Luna came from the kitchen, walked to the edge of the rug, and pushed against Sophia's shoulder with her nose. A firm, deliberate push, not aggressive, not playful. Sophia slid sideways off the rug and onto the hardwood and started to cry. Luna walked back to the kitchen. Nathan said, "Luna, that's not okay. He said it the way you say something when you're not actually sure what the thing was. He told Adriana that night." Adriana said, "She's jealous. Sophia has that new space, and Luna wants it." They had both seen this kind of behavior described in articles about dogs adjusting to children. It fit a framework. They left it at that. The next morning, same thing. Sophia on the rug. Luna arriving, pressing Sophia off. Adriana moved Luna to the hallway with a baby gate and left her there while Sophia watched her show. Luna sat at the gate and stared at the living room for 45 minutes. She was not whining. She was watching with the specific, focused attention of something waiting for an outcome. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. On Thursday, Sophia woke up coughing. Light, intermittent. Adriana thought, morning congestion. She gave her water. By Friday morning, the cough was still present, still light, but consistent enough that Adriana noticed it was new. She checked Sophia's temperature. Normal. She watched her breathe. Normal. She nodded it and moved on. Saturday morning, Sophia sat on the rug. Luna came, pushed her off. Sophia cried. Nathan, who had been watching from the kitchen doorway, said, "She only does it when Sophia's on the rug." He said it in the way of someone who has been cataloging something without realizing it. Adriana turned and looked at him. They both looked at the rug. Adriana got down on her hands and knees and pressed her face close to the rug and breathed. She smelled something. Faint. A chemical smell. The kind that sits below the threshold of everyday notice but surfaces when you're looking for it. Like new plastic. Like something manufactured. She called the company. She described the rug. She asked if there had been complaints. There had been complaints. There was a chemical treatment applied to the backing of the rug. A flame retardant and stain resistance coating that had been flagged in 2 batches for off-gassing volatile organic compounds at higher than standard concentrations in enclosed spaces with low ventilation. The compound was not acutely toxic. It was a cumulative respiratory irritant. Children at floor level in a room with standard winter ventilation, breathing in the accumulation from a large surface area of treated backing over 3 to 5 days, might begin to show. Adriana stopped the sentence there. She said, coughing, "Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense?" Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. Dr. Marcus Okafor, pediatric toxicology, confirmed what Adriana had already concluded. He said the compound profile on the rug's backing was a known irritant. He said Sophia's cough was consistent with mild VOC exposure over several days of floor-level contact. He said the ventilation in the room, a standard winter setup in a climate-controlled home, would have concentrated the off-gassing to a higher ambient level than would occur in warmer months with open windows. He said, in an adult, this might not register at all. In a 2-year-old spending an hour on the surface each morning, the cumulative dose was enough. The rug left the same day it was diagnosed. Luna was let back into the living room. She walked to where the rug had been, pressed her nose to the bare hardwood, exhaled, and walked back to the kitchen. Nathan stood watching her do that. He said to Adriana, she knew the rug was the problem. Luna had been detecting a chemical signature in the rug's backing that was wrong enough to know. She had been trying to remove Sophia from exposure twice a day for 5 days. She had not barked. She had not destroyed the rug. She had done the only thing available to her, physical removal of the small person who did not understand why the floor was wrong. Every morning, consistently, without explanation, because explanation was not in her range. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Sophia's cough resolved in 4 days. The new rug, uncoated, untreated, natural fiber, returned twice by Luna without incident, sits in the living room. Sophia watches her cartoons on it. Luna walks across it without stopping. The next story involves a dog who woke a sleeping father every night for a week before anyone understood what she had already detected weeks earlier. Sophia sat on the rug and Luna walked past her into the kitchen and lay down in her spot, and the house was clean, and the air was clean, and the breathing in that room was the uncomplicated breathing of a family in a house where the right alarm had already sounded weeks ago, in the form of a husky who had decided this particular corner of the floor was not safe for her girl and had acted on that decision every morning with the reliability of something that does not need to be asked twice.